Music of the 100. You're listening to Moth. This is MJ. This podcast is dedicated to sharing my process and vocals so you can write your own song. I am not a famous singer or a huge professional industry rep. I just love music. So I hope you enjoy. LSSSSS. Love, show support, subscribe, share, and so on. Thank you for being here. Let's get started. So I apologize for all the background noise, but today I just kind of wanted to talk about getting into the mood for the process. I have a tendency to try to find places that are quiet, or at least quiet enough that there aren't tons of people around, and then I can think and I can actually put thoughts together without tons of other stimulation. So if I find a spot where it's like a park, or it's the specific time where this is a safe place, it's well lit, but there aren't any people around. Like, it's just me and the space to think. And maybe you don't work well this way. Maybe you would prefer to actually be surrounded by tons of people, not get you in the mood. But my biggest thing is I need to move around. Being stuck in a spot and not being able to feel expressive or be able to move or motion so that I get in the mood and mindset for it kind of makes it hard to get into the vibe in the first place. I think maybe one misconception is that when you're thinking of something musical that you want to come out, or something artistic that you want to come out, that it's always going to happen when you're sitting down in silence in what feels kind of like a box, waiting for that inspiration to strike. That doesn't work for me. Kind of never has. On a regular basis, I find that if I just kind of wander, that the mood will kind of creep up on me, and the music will kind of just slowly reveal itself. And in some ways, as ethereal as this kind of sounds, it almost feels like the music is catching up to me, or vice versa. Like, it's out there, I'm just catching a vibe for it. Without getting super nerdy, I would almost say that for me, looking for certain musical inspiration is almost like finding a Pokemon in Pokemon Go. I can go to a certain spot, and the mood you're going to get for it is really high-paced, really fast. Kind of gives you an idea that, oh my gosh, this is going to be a struggle. And maybe you taste things that are different, or you smell things that are different, and that also gives you a certain vibe. Whereas if you went out to the foothills, or if you went out to the mountains and everything is quiet and serene, but you can hear birds chirping, you can hear water flowing, you can smell nature. Without getting too detailed about that, but that's definitely going to play into your songs. So, direct examples: if I'm out in nature and it's quiet and it's relaxed, maybe I'm thinking more of like theme songs from Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, or Zelda. If I'm thinking of something where it's peaceful. If I am in the city, maybe I'm thinking more along the lines of arcade games. The sort of static that you have where there's lots of sounds to the point that you can't actually make out any specific sounds. And with that, if you've got, what's the word for it? If you've got like a specific vibe from that for arcade music, then the arcade is really just giving you the mood of, you don't have a direct person that you're communicating with right now. You're kind of just finding your excitement from the buzz. Your mood is tons of machines lined up against a wall with the sounds of people so loud that you can't really make out any of their conversations, but you also can't make out You also can't make out the direct sounds of which video game it is. Maybe you'll catch like a certain note from a certain video game that you're like, oh man, that's Street Fighter. Oh, that's whatever it is. Like that's DDR, whatever it is. But there's nothing that's cohesive where you know, oh, that's all this song is. You've got everything overlapping all at once. So you can't have a singular thought by itself, but that might actually give you the mood that you want. That might actually give you your bass. That might give you your bounce. That might give you your melody. So you can start there. I would challenge you to find a spot that you want to kind of absorb the mood from and see if there's certain notes that you pick up from it. This is going to be a shorter episode for today, but I hope it was useful for you in some way. So if you've made it this far, I greatly appreciate you holding on and hope that you can use this information so that you can develop your own style, find your own favorites, develop your own quirks, and make music that you genuinely like yourself. Until next time, stay safe, be happy. Thank you for all of your support, and thank you for listening to Moth.